Hi, welcome back. So in the last video, I kind of gave you an introduction to transcribing, and I told you that transcribing is pretty much where we listen to something, and then we have an ultimate goal of being able to play it back and to play it along with our original recording, with our source recording. So along with that, I kind of told you that there are two main, there are two general methods to getting to this end. And, what I'm going to really give you in this playlist is my method. This playlist, we're going to really concentrate on the write it down method, and we're going to make another playlist that's on the memorize it method. But this playlist, we're primarily going to deal with the write it down method. These are kind of general categories. I'm not telling you like my way that I'm going to show you is the only way to do the write it down method of transcribing. There are infinite ways of doing that. So it's not like I'm trying to say like if you transcribe at all, you have to do it this way. I'm not trying to say that. Anyway, there are some. Now I kind of want to go over the advantages or the upsides of both of these methods to kind of show you what and you might kind of once you start working with these see really why these upsides are there and why these positive aspects are kind of specific to each of these methods. So starting with the write it down method. The write it down method, the main advantage of using this or transcribing this way is that it's very quick. And specifically the way I'm going to show you is very quick. A lot of people, if you're in music school or if you've been trying to write down jazz solos, you might think I've got it completely wrong. And you're saying, oh, you're going to write it down and it's going to be quicker than me just memorizing it. And I'm telling you, yes, the way I'm going to show you how to do this is going to be absolutely quicker. You are going to be able to transcribe extremely quickly if you just watch the rest of the videos in this playlist. And I show you how I transcribe. This write it down method is going to be more quick than the memorize it method. And kind of one of the I'll just give you a bit of an example. And this is, I guess, kind of a funny example. I work in a band right now that we play a lot of weddings, and a lot of the time one of the big things we do when we play weddings is we have to play a first dance tune. So we have to, the couple will say, oh, well, we want such and such a tune. We want, I think we got requested The Way You Look Tonight for one wedding a while ago. We got requested to play The Way You Look Tonight. And I guess if we were to try to memorize a solo, and kind of what the memorize it method is. So the write it down method, let me just, I guess, give you this right now. The write it down method is pretty much, we're just going to, it is what I guess it sounds like. I'm not going to have, I'm a saxophone player. I don't have a saxophone in my hand. I'm not sitting next to a piano. I don't have a flute or anything else really that makes noise in my hand. All I've got when I'm doing my write it down method is my computer and a pair of headphones, really. That's all I've got when I'm working on the write it down method. With this memorize it method, I've got my saxophone in my hand and I listen to the tune a million times, and I kind of work through it measure by measure, and I don't write anything down. That's kind of the point of the memorize it method. That I don't write when I do this memorize it method, I don't write down. Let me try to get there. We go. I don't write down anything until I can fulfill this goal when I'm working with the memorize it method. So memorizing it, you're pretty much just you're just working with your iPod and your saxophone, and you just have, or your iPod and your piano, or your computer and your piano, or your record player and your piano, and you're just listening to it a million times until you get back to this, until you are able to play it back and play it along with the recording. And there's a lot of trial and error on the horn and stuff like that. With the write it down method, I'm just writing it down. I'm not playing it at all until it's done. So that's kind of the big difference here. And one of the examples I guess I want to give about why this is quick, or why this is much quicker, like I was saying, I play in a band right now where we get requested to do first dance tunes, and a lot of the time our clients don't necessarily, they think that they can request a tune while we're driving to a gig, and it's, if you're, I don't know, you might be planning a wedding right now, but if you do that, you really shouldn't, because it's very stressful for the musicians for you to, request a specific tune the day of the wedding. It is enormously stressful, but the only way it will get done, if you have if you have a tune that you have to be able to play great in 1 hour or 1 day or something like that, this write it down method I'm going to show you is really going to be your only hope. So, you can, and that's part of the nice thing, like, if we were doing the memorize it method and we said, okay, you have to learn this tune, we have to leave for the gig right now, and you haven't, and you just got this tune emailed to you 10 minutes ago, and we try to memorize it. It's not like I can have my horn in the car and have my buddy drive the car and then I play my saxophone in the back seat trying to memorize this tune. With this method, all I need is my computer, and I'm a laptop user. So if you're a desktop user, or all I need really is some sheet paper, I guess, some sheet paper and something to play back the track. But with this memorize it method, you kind of need, if you're a piano player, you need your piano. If you're a saxophone player, you need your saxophone. So the nice thing about this write it down method, it's very quick. Another really nice thing is that in terms of the accuracy of the notes, so I'm not talking necessarily about exactly sounding exactly like all the little nuances of a recording, but in terms of the accuracy of the notes that you're going to be playing, there's less error. So there's less of a chance for error in the notes that you're going to be playing. With the memorize it method, you're kind of, it's like if you're memorizing, it's kind of like, if you're going through and just memorizing, say you're memorizing a 200 bar solo, and you're at bar 160. At bar 160, you might start misplaying a note at bar 3, because you learned it, probably hours and hours and hours ago and stuff like that, and after a while the solo is just kind of getting a bit foggy in your memory. But here, you're writing it down, so it's always going to be on the paper, and you can, kind of the first time you go over it, I'm really going to show you, the method I'll show you, the first time you go over it, you're really going to get it right, and you're going to feel very confident that you got it right. So there's less error here. What's another thing? And the other big thing, and this might be kind of an obvious thing, but you have a physical record. Physical record of the work you're doing, of the work that you're doing. So it's not like here, where all really the work is in your mind, and you just kind of immediately listen to something, and then you're able to play it back, and you're able to, frankly, you're able to forget it just as quickly. So with this write it down method, it happens quicker, there's going to be less error, and you're going to have a physical record of your work. Anyway, I'm out of time in this video. In the next video, I'll go over the positive aspects of this memorize it method. So I'll see you soon.